What this teaching represents, as I saw it and it started to unravel for me, is a real paradigm shift for all of us, where all our priorities have to switch places entirely. And what we think is important, what we think matters, is going to be transformed from what it was to what it needs to be. And hopefully in this process, we're going to start to reorient our world correctly. See, what happened is that where this all began was I was reading in Matthew chapter 7 at a previous church service. This might have been a little while ago. But there was something on my heart about this transition in the season that has started to come to pass. Now, for those of you who are here, you probably know what I'm talking about, but for those of you who don't see the inner working, especially of being health, there's been a lot of shaking. People are moving positions, different things are happening. And this has happened pretty much every year I've been here for, man, I don't even know how many years at this point. 2006 to now. So I remember it was very uncomfortable because I would say that the way that I felt comfort is you get used to what you're doing, you feel like you know what you're doing, you build an identity, you build this is who I am, this is what I do, and then it would be ripped from you and you move on to something else. And that was very disorienting to me. But then also, having ministered during all these years, it was fascinating to hear how people, there would be this thought that I would hear over and over and over again. And I'll be blunt with you, it confused me. The thought that I would hear, especially in ministry, is people would come up to me and say, I really know that God has a mission for my life. He's going to do something great with me. And what perplexed me about it was, I thought, what is that supposed to look like? Why is it so important to have this grand mission for your life? I'm going to minister all these people, I'm going to do all these things. And then I also observed another phenomena is a lot of people have left this place because of that thought. They felt stifled here because they had a mission, they had these thoughts, they had all these things they needed to preach and teach and do, and that they blew out of here. And actually, I wish them well, but I don't know of any of them that off the top of my head are doing much that I can think of. I haven't heard about them, shall we say. I'm not saying God isn't using them, but the grandness of the ideas that they were espousing, I don't see the fruit of that. So what happened is I read this scripture during a church service, and as I read it, I realized that we've been bewitched as the church. We have substituted the minor things, the small things, and the less important things for the more important ones. So it was the beginning of my journey, not the end.